when running a Facebook ad, is it best when you want to run, say, another pic or video, just change the pic or video in an ad running, or make another ad? I would like to make another post to see what worked better. So, Tim, if you just want to change the pic or the video, you could create a secondary ad set in Ads Manager. You could go in and create a duplicate of your existing ad, with the only difference being that you change out the picture or the video that you're using. That allows you to use the same budget, and it allows those two things to run side by side, and you'll start to see potentially which one of those is performing best, which one's getting the most clicks, things like that. The other thing you could do, which I think you could go all the way to the campaign level, and you could just duplicate the entire ad, and you could just do, by duplicating the entire ad, you could put a separate budget to it. You could do it to compare, say you're running $15 a day on the initial ad. You could run a completely separate ad, $15 a day, and just compare and contrast how those are working. Now, that's assuming you're using the same audience. I would maybe go more towards adding a secondary ad set with the same budget, the same audience, and see which one the audience is responding to. That might be a little bit better. So one of the things Eric says here is you should always create multiple ads and split test everything. I agree that split testing is good. How you do the split testing is important, though. I like to do, like I said, if you want to do split testing, you can do, or what some people call A/B testing, which is basically running the same content and just changing one of the variables. Sometimes you can run that variable. You could change the actual copy, the writing, or you could change the graphic or the picture or the video. Again, if you're using Ads Manager, you can make that at the ad set level, not at the campaign level. If you run the campaign level, you're creating two separate ads. You're going to have to select an audience for the second campaign. And a lot of times you might want to use the same audience. Now you've literally created a situation where both your ads are maybe even competing against each other in the marketplace, assuming you're going after the same thing. So that's why I like to go with adding a secondary option at the ad set level versus creating a secondary campaign. I love the idea, Tim, of running duplicates like that, because it does give you an idea. Sometimes that you go into it and you think this is a great picture, it's going to really do well, or this is a great piece of copy, it's going to do really well, and it doesn't do as well. And maybe it's not that the piece of content isn't great. Maybe it's just that the picture didn't resonate with people, or the copy was written in such a way that it didn't grab people's attention. So sometimes the slightest tweak to the copy and or the image or the video could be enough to make something that's not working really well begin to work really well. And that's where A/B testing or split testing works really well. I think it's a strategy a lot of people should employ, especially if they run an ad that they think should be getting a lot more traction and it's not. They may want to try to change one or two things up and see if that actually you always want to change one variable at a time, though, because if you go in and you change the picture and the copy, then you don't know which one of those things may have been the result of the additional traction. So try to change one at a time, keeping everything else constant, and that's going to give you a good comparison of what's working and what's not. So